Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Around the Ballpark podcast, episode number 151. And we are coming to you live this Thursday night, March the 5th, which means spring training is in full effect. We're about a week and a half in. Teams are starting to play World Baseball Classic teams, and the crowds are showing up big time, and some upsets already just in day one. But we're not here to talk about that today. We're going to talk with our very own Tommy Redmond is with us here in the chat. We know him pretty well, but we're going to pause on the sports chatter for tonight at least, and we're going to talk about some vacation spots of his and just in general, all vacation-related questions. So if you're watching us, put the question in the chat. Let us know that you're here. But Thomas, thank you for joining us. Darren, as always. Before we do anything else, though, Darren, can you give us a shout out from our sponsors over at National Tax Solutions?
We are into the month of March already, and people think about, spring forward. We talk about spring is on its way. And unfortunately, April 15th is right around the corner. And that's the day those taxes need to be filed and in, unless you have an extension. And if you're dealing with tax issues, maybe you're behind on some filings, you got hit with a lien. Let me tell you about the good folks at National Tax Solutions. These folks know their stuff, and they really care about helping you fix it. And people from all over, whether it's in Fort Pierce, Palm Bay, tell me and tell Mike that Chris Bennett and his team turn a potential financial nightmare into peace of mind. And when you have somebody like that in your corner, it is so valuable, both for your mental health, your financial health, and for your family and friends. So, if tax stress is keeping you up, call 855-627-4829, visit NashvilleTaxSolutions.com, or email info. Even the dogs love it. They're barking. They love it. Email info@NashvilleTaxSolutions.com. Nashville Tax Solutions, real people who get you real results.
Thank you. And speaking of real results, again, I love that in both of our homes, again, you're in Cape Cod, I'm in Florida. So you've opted to have the couch on the other side of the room than I have right. The couch on my side of the room here. Mm-hmm. We both have the piano that no one's ever touched, but we're believing that someone will eventually play.
Well, see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell a little family secret because Tommy's here with us, and boy, it's joyful. Tommy actually bought us a twofer, right? Two houses that look exactly alike, and he made a nice commission on it. I don't blame him. We are so happy.
Yep. Did the dogs come with yours too?
Yes. Yes. And
I got a fish in my house.
Yeah. We even have the pillows in the same exact spot, which is beautiful.
It is. Yeah. And want to say hello. Mom is watching. Mom had a busy day. She went and saw I Can Only Imagine Part 2 this afternoon. Ooh. And then she loved it. I think it's only out for another week, so probably got to rush and see that one. And then she had her her Connect group called Young and Heart that meets every second or every other Thursday. She had a full day, so she wanted to jump on and say hello.
Hello, thank you.
Thank you.
And we already have a question. We didn't even get into the chat, so I'll show up on the screen, but we'll get to that. It says SeaWorld or Universal. I have my thoughts on that one, but we'll get to that. We have to introduce our guest of honor. He's been on once before, way in the day, back in the days of recordings and not live. So want to get to know our special guest, Tommy Redmond, who you are, where you're from, what you do, what you don't do, whatever you want to share, and we'll have some fun.
Yeah, currently I'm in New York, Long Island, New York. I grew up in Florida, Palm Bay, kind of close to where you're at. Moved here from Florida in 2009. I've been here ever since. I work for New York City Police Department. That's my 9-to-5 job, on the weekends. And after work, I spend all my time with my kids, go from sport to sport. It's never ending. I already got a weekend booked up. My wife is like, the weekend's coming up. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty much a blur because the amount of sports that they're in now, lacrosse, basketball, they're starting up football. It's, softball tryouts are this Saturday. So a lot going on. Found some time to do the podcast though, so I'm happy to be here.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a real thing though. Like, Mom, can I do this? Dad, can I do this? Sure. And then I think the coaches are in cahoots with each other. Like, hey, next Thursday, I noticed that the Redmond family, they don't have a single thing that night. So we could probably throw an extra soccer practice that evening.
Yep.
Like I feel like it's just so
It's nothing like having a 10-year-old in a basketball game at 8:00 at night, so it's like,
yeah.
But it's fun. I enjoy it. The kids are, they're competitive. So I guess by nature, they're very competitive. So they take these things serious, and it's fun to watch them, excel out there.
That's great.
That's awesome. So about a week and a half ago, Darren, we were able to get Dinks the puppet was on with us. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with Dinks the puppet, but great guest. And we had an awesome conversation. And one of the questions I asked him was, we're kind of in this rut right now in the children's ministry where like this one area is kind of not producing like it usually does. What can we do to kind of spark that interest again? He's like, you know what? Let's flip the schedule a little bit, do something that you've never done. Whatever you do first, do last. Whatever you do in the middle, do in between. So I'm going to go ahead and take that advice here. So I'm going to go ahead, and we usually end with this, but I thought it'd be fun to do it right here and right now. Darren's could be anything question right off the bat. We're going to start the
Love that.
Taking Dink's suggestion here. So Darren, if you're prepared, let's hit him with that before we even get into our vacation talk.
Absolutely. So I heard from a very good source, and I am so impressed by this because I know it's real. So one thing about the Around the Ballpark podcast, we talk also about a lot of things other than sports, and we end up talking a lot about food. And there's certain things that I really, really love, and there's certain things I haven't eaten in a while that I really want to get back to. But there's a standard, and we were talking about potatoes and eggs, and how delicious that is. And I heard from a very, very good source. And Mike, I'd like you to answer this next. That you can tell if it's Heinz ketchup or not.
I can tell.
That's what yes, let's talk about that. And I love that because I first off, I believe that 100%. Tell me how, and when did you realize you had that skill?
I don't know. There's a lot of skills I figured out that I have, understanding that ketchup is, when it comes to do with food, I'm very on point. I don't know if it's like I have a good nose. I can smell these things out. Right. But the minute I taste the ketchup, I automatically know. Basically, it's not the good brand. It's not the one that I like. Could be more watery. Could be like a little bit more tangy. I don't know what the difference is, but you have to have the Heinz ketchup on the potatoes and eggs, or it's not even worth eating it.
100% agree.
Yeah, there was
no Hunt's, no catsup, no Del Monte, no.
Yeah, there's a few things with the food. Like one time, my mom, thought I was sick. She was gonna make me chicken soup. Mm-hmm. Chopped up all the vegetables nicely, but got like a little bit lazy and took her like a pre-made rotisserie chicken, chopped it up and put it in the soup. Said, "Yo, here, I made this for you." I said, "This is not the soup. I can taste it. There's like a little bit of char like taste in this. It's not the original soup." So there's some things like that, you automatically know, and especially things that you like. You're gonna sense an imposter from a mile away because.
So now, do you tell them right away, or do you just eat the sandwich? You don't even.
No, I don't mince any words. I'm pretty like that. That was it.
And hey, perfect transition here. Soup Beat is with us. You're talking about soup. So he says no ketchup on, or she says no ketchup on hot dogs. I'm in agreement. Yeah, I'm in agreement with that.
Yep. Yeah. Now my wife, love her dearly, we're gonna be married 31 years. She likes the ketchup on hot dog. We were at a Jet game once, right? Sitting up at the Meadowlands season tickets. And she was being so wonderful and endearing. She said, "Hey, what do you want? What do you want?" And she mentioned, "Can I have one hot dog with ketchup?" They wouldn't give her the order. They were like, "No, if you want that, you go yourself." It's a hard lesson.
What do you go? You go with the spicy mustard or the regular mustard?
Me, I like spicy mustard.
Okay.
Yeah, spicy mustard. If they only have regular mustard, I'll still go with the mustard over the ketchup. But I'll try to find something, whether it's the red onions, whether it's jalapeno. I'll try to find something to make it spicy if I can, but otherwise, it's.
How about you?
I mean, I like the mustard and the sauerkraut on them. I mean, I like that combination. Like that would be the best like one that I could have.
Oh,
like a nice like soubrette, like little snap to it. Nice mustard and sauerkraut. That's the way to go.
Hold on a second. So of course they're not coming on here, but Tommy Jr.'s with us today. We're talking about ketchup on a hot dog.
Yeah.
She says yeah. Like what's wrong with it? Nothing, right?
Don't make fun of my ketchup on the
Nothing's wrong with them. I mean, my kids eat them.
Well, when
she did say better than mustard. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay.
And sauerkraut.
And sauerkraut, yes.
When kids have it, though, it's the hot dogs on the ketchup. Let's be
yes, it's a hot dog on the ketchup. True.
That's the difference there.
Now, do you put mustard on your pretzel? The big pretzel.
I'm a plain pretzel for me, or I could have like a little bit of cheese, but I'm really just plain.
Yeah. I do like plain, but I will do the mustard. But nothing better than from that Fugazi shopping cart with the coals in it, and the pretzel is both hot, cold, and wet. So I don't know. You don't know how that is, but it is. It's hot, cold, and wet all at the same time. But
see,
it smells like charcoal.
It's not that I dislike the mustard on the pretzel. It's that it always gets on my shorts every single time. Like because there's no good like pocket to hold said mustard. So it just every time. So I've given up on the.
It's a good point.
On that. At least in the hot dog, it's caught in the but we're here. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna with you for the next 30 minutes, and we're gonna talk about some vacation spots and things like that. There's so many different types of. Yes, the women are sticking together. There's the chill vacations. There's the gotta go do this. I gotta do that. So I wanted to start with the theme park side of things. So I remember when I was younger and I had the energy. So it kind of went like in the 20s and the teens. It was like I'm going 4 straight days. Mickey Mouse can wake me up with an alarm at 5:30 in the morning. It's fine. I can stay till the end. I have to get there when it opens. Then it turns into, maybe we can just go a little later in the day and then come back and then go in the evening. And then when you go your 40s, it's like, I could do one park and come back, take a nap at the hotel, and then go back to the park for fireworks. So it kind of changes as you go. So if you had your way, obviously you have the kids and stuff like that. If you did have a weeks-long theme park vacation, knowing what you've seen at the 4 Disney parks, Universal, SeaWorld, so if it was just you and Tanya, what would it be without children? What would your experience be in a theme park trip? Like, would it be mostly pool time, a little bit of theme park time, and then compare that to family, what you think that would turn into? In terms of your preference. Like if you only had 7 days.
So if it's a week long and it's just me and her, it would definitely be a lot more slow pace because we would just be there to enjoy it instead of trying to see and cram everything in. So like we wouldn't care if we missed something at that point. Like it would be more about like just the experience and then relaxing a little bit. I probably wouldn't get to the park as soon as it opens. I would kind of like let that rush die down and wake up, have a nice breakfast, like get like fueled for the day. Like if it's just going to be me and her. Hit the park, spend a few hours there, and then, maybe head back to the hotel and hang out in the pool. If it was, I don't even think I would go every single day. Like maybe, we'd hit one park and then maybe go back again at night. Cause I know like now some of the passes, like if you leave, you can still come back, as long as, I don't know how often you can come in, but I think if you buy like passes for a few days, especially if it's a park hopper, like you can go in and out of the park. So maybe, take a break in between, go back, have like something good to eat and then catch the the shows, the fireworks and stuff later on in the night. But the kids, like it's a completely different thing, like the few that we've been to, it's like we're there as soon as they open and we're like leaving as soon as they close. Like it's like we're there the entire day and it's like you're exhausted at the end of the day and it's like you find yourself like just like trying to suck down as many waters as you can just to stay hydrated.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah,
But it is fun. Like the first time that we took the kids to Disney, like we waited till we thought that they would enjoy it a little bit, and they really did enjoy it. It was just like super hot, like it's over 100 degrees. I think we went in September and it was burning hot, So it's
Yeah.
like we were just basically buying them pickles there to like stay hydrated because that's all that they would want, a nice cold pickle. So I was like, oh, here you go, But the experience was great. It's just two completely different vacations if you're talking about like two adults going compared to like dragging three kids and then like waiting online for all those hours. Like it kind of, it's like you want them to have so much fun because like you remember having fun, and it's like, man, maybe this isn't that much fun, like watching them, sit on the ground in line and stuff like that. But I mean, that's just my experience. I don't know, like how you feel, like, if you've been basically like if you went there with your wife, like, did you spend all day there or did you leave?
At least for me, because I've had I had the annual pass for about 2 years, the one that you can go anytime during the week, not on the weekends and all that stuff. And even with the kids, like the kids were older and stuff. I think if you're there for 7 days, I think 2 days of theme parks is plenty. And I think you hit it on the I would rather, I don't want to go back to the hotel and then come back again. That is a lot of work, getting on the trams and it's an adventure going to Magic Kingdom. It's not just park and you go in. Obviously, you have to go on the boat or the tram or this or that. So I think a 7-day trip to Disney or to a theme parks would be 2 days of parks, 5 days of like, maybe I'll go to a restaurant that evening at a park or something like that. But as far as the actual park, I think 2 is the sweet spot. First day there, nothing but the pool. You don't get out of the pool until all your hands are prune and all that stuff. I think 2 is the sweet spot there now that I'm a little older and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if you saw the pictures, but Rock and Roller Coaster shut down 2 days ago permanently. They've transitioned to the Muppets are going to take over that ride. And they let the line stay open until the park closed, and whoever was in line got to ride it. And there's pictures out there. 5 minutes before close, the line was outside into the parking lot. That's not the biggest park, but picture from the entrance to the ride to the front of the park through the gates, like it was insane. I think it shut down at like 3 a.m, something like that, because there were so many people riding that. So I just thought that was yeah.
So when I'm listening to both of you talk, I thought of something that Steve Gelbs, who does the sideline reporting for the Mets, said. He mentioned, Tom, I'm thinking of you, and he said, you want to do anything for your kids, like anything, and you want to save enough money, go out there, they have a good time. He said, so he goes, you mentioned about, the kids sitting on the floor and it's hot and this and that. So his kids wanted to see Ursula, I guess not Elsa from Frozen, and so he was online with his kids and his wife, and it was so hot that he said, you know what, I'm going to stand online and I will text you when I get close, and you come back. Did you hear this story?
No, I didn't hear. I couldn't imagine the chaos he caused.
You know that, and then all of a sudden, a well-meaning lady was like, why are you alone on this line? And then he said why. She goes, oh, I get it. He goes, for that second, I was very uncomfortable. What are people? And he said, honey, I'm never doing that again. I'm never doing that again. Anyway, I thought that was funny. But it's true. Go ahead.
That's a terrible, especially if you were to do that in the July, August, September months when it's like Thomas said, like it's 105 degrees, like people would be losing their minds. If no, you can't just get in front. No, I've been waiting here.
No, they were more like, why does a grown man want to take a picture with the people from Frozen? Like, what's going on here? It was more that.
Oh, okay. That's they have these like the Mickey's Not So Scary, and those are separate ticketed event, almost $200 a night, and it's only open for 5 hours. and people will wait 3 hours to see Jack Skellington and stuff like that for 3 hours. Like, you're only there for 5 hours, and they give you free Mickey bars and popcorn, and it blows my mind that people
That ain't
spend
me.
that kind of money.
Nope.
Yeah.
So, Tom, how about this? This is something that like we do a lot of haunted house stuff on this channel because we like that. Did you know? Like, I never knew this, but Mike is like the expert on this. Seriously, did you know that there are haunted houses that will give you a sign that you can carry around that says, "Don't scare me." Basically, don't scare me. Am I wrong, Mike?
No.
Yeah. So at SeaWorld,
Come on.
I say this with, and I'll be interesting to get your thoughts. For me, SeaWorld is my favorite park of all of them, which is crazy to think years ago. It's like, it's just a bunch of shows. They keep adding new stuff every year, and it's just the best for the pass holder. But one thing that they started doing on these Halloween events, they would call them the no boo necklaces. And so you put these no boo necklaces on, their bright, shiny colors, which tells them, hey, I want to be here in this experience, but I don't want you to look at me the wrong way or scare me at all.
Yeah.
So
I want to go to the water park, but I don't want to get wet.
Yes, exactly.
So it's been around for a few years, but what just started happening this year, and maybe it's because people
I'm sad. It saddens me.
Well, but here's where it got worse, is now the people with the Nobu necklaces are like jump scaring the actor. Like, they're getting up behind them, they're trying to scare them, they're getting, if you can't scare me, you can't touch me. Like, they're missing the whole point of the Nobu thing here and thinking they're untouchable and just acting a fool. So it's a bit ridiculous. Now, the opposite of that, there was one event, Tommy, that I went to. I think I did 6 this past. We were invited out. The channel was invited out, complimentary to each of those events. It was so much fun. And I would tell you in a heartbeat, as much as I used to love Halloween Horror Nights and Hollow Scream, which I still do, but going to these local haunts, so much better. There's no conga line going in. It's usually just 1 or 2 people. It's just a better experience. But the opposite of the Nobu was that you would get a lanyard that you'd wear where they're allowed to touch you. Now, appropriately, of course, it's the arm, the shoulder, like nothing inappropriate like that. That's a whole new level of scare like that. I was like, wow, this is crazy. So it's funny, like the one extreme to the other. I just don't understand, if you're going to be in that environment, you just, like, I understand if you don't want to do the haunted houses and stuff, but if you're going to walk around the park, it's part of the territory. I don't know. But
yeah,
if you want to go to the rides, go during the day.
You should just be you should just be banned that day. Like, what's going on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you do? It's a ride. It's a haunted house. It's an attraction. What are you doing?
Yeah.
It's
for sure.
It's fake.
So I want to go back to the question, and we're going to move on to a couple of topics, but that On Deck for Christ and SeaWorld or Universal. So I'll kind of change that a little bit in terms of your because obviously there's the 4 Disney parks, the 3 Universals, which I don't know if you've been to. I haven't been to Epic Universe yet, and then SeaWorld. So what would you put out of those 7, not including Epic? What would you put at the top and the bottom of your hierarchy in terms of theme park experience?
For me, I would probably do out of the Universal and the SeaWorld, I probably would put Islands of Adventure first, and then I would put SeaWorld, and then I would put Universal. Like, SeaWorld's kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
But
I think
I did go to Epic, and I would put that one first if it was included.
If it was okay. Yeah, the thing with Universal, obviously, and they are finally getting rid of the Fast and the Furious ride, which was like the worst. But and they're closing ET in 2028, so you're gonna have to go back if you want to do ET again, which stinks. But with SeaWorld, they, like, all the concerts that they have, all the special events, it's all included. There's no extra cost. So I love that. If you're an annual pass holder, you get these discount on the lanyards. You get really good food. They keep opening a new roller coaster every single year. Like, they move fast. Disney took 5 or 6 years just to build Tron. So SeaWorld gets a lot of it, right? But then again, like, some of it is just the ride. It's just a ride, which is fun. But Disney and Universal will build the whole attraction. Like, when you're in the queue line, you see how cool everything looks, and it builds the anticipation. Whereas at SeaWorld, it's just like I'm going on a really cool ride and that's it. Like that's the difference I think between the two. Now in the Disney realm, for me, the best ride at any park, I have not been on Velocicoaster, so I say that, but was the Guardians of the Galaxy. Were you able to get on that one yet?
Yeah,
And,
we rode that in September.
To me, it's just like the perfect ride because it's a roller coaster, but you kind of spin, but not too fast, and it's just the music. It's the perfect ride to me. I don't know if you have a preference, but
I like that one. We enjoyed, like, I know it was like you don't really move, but Avatar, like we really like the Avatar ride. Like as a family, like everybody liked that one. But the kids, they didn't ride the Galaxy ride, so they can't really say. But for me, it was good.
It was good. Yeah.
Now, Guardians of the Galaxy took over the Twilight Zone one, right? Where it falls down.
So Twilight Tower of Terror is still at Hollywood Studios. What Rock and Roller Coaster? Guardians of the Galaxy took over Ellen's Adventure, Energy Adventure. It was an outdated attraction. Had been
100%. Yeah, it's like a guy screwed in a light bulb. Whoa!
Yes.
No.
Yes.
It's upgrade. And
I think we could all know which rides probably need to go. Living with the Land, it's 45-minute boat tour, watching fruits and vegetables, things like that could probably go. But I could talk theme parks all day. I know we only have a little bit of time, so we'll hop onto some other areas here. But I'd love to dive into it deeper another time. So next, I'll start with you, Darren, on this next one here because I know I obviously haven't been as more recent as Tommy has been. But the next area I wanted to cover here, our buddy, our pal, our broski is here with. Did this show up or is this the other one from earlier? The question.
This is the other one. Yeah.
That's the question. Okay. Again, okay, here we go. That's why it didn't load properly. But Tommy, one of our best friends on the show is this guy.
Love this guy. Yes.
He is hanging out at GLENBROOK Farms.
And never wears pants.
Yeah, never wears pants, but he changed his wardrobe. He's got different colors on. So I can appreciate that. So Darren, thoughts on GLENBROOK Farms, and then Tommy will yield to you. Obviously, you go much more often, but
it has morphed and changed in some ways, but it is still a place for family to be family. Food, fun, a farm. It's casual. Just set it and forget it, right? You see the same people every year. What's going on? How has your life changed? You doing okay? It's all part of that, and it's beautiful. Nestled in the Catskills, it's a time machine. You walk to that place, you go in that place, and it's instantaneously your childhood, and it's the memories that you wish you had. If that makes any sense.
That's a great one. Yeah, time machine. I think that's very well put. Yep. I like that. Yeah, I remember. Tell me in a second, but I remember the first. Because obviously Dad would love to go and all that stuff, and I remember the bell and everything like that. But I remember when they said supper was at like 5:00. So the fact that they called it supper, that was the first thing that was confusing. But it was so early. I was like, wait, now we're gonna eat this early? Okay, I guess we're doing this thing. So that was an adjustment for me. But Tommy, since you go so often, like, what is the biggest difference over the years? Obviously, things change slightly, but some things stay the same. I'd love to take Eileen up there, but I know it's hard to. You pretty much have to be there, and because people just keep renewing for the following year, so you kind of have to know somebody. Yeah,
to get like a full week maybe, but I mean they always have like openings. Like if you are trying to do a weekend or something, like I've never had. We brought up friends before, and they were able to get in like 2 or 3 days, with no problem. But I don't know, to say that things have changed there. It's like I can't really say it has changed. That's kind of like what's unique about it, and that's kind of like why we like.
And when I say by change, I mean like Wi-Fi.
No,
subtle.
Listen, like when you go there, you already know, like, all right, basically, like this is a week off because work is not going to be able to contact you. Like you got to go like to the edge of the property and like hold your phone up in the air and be like, maybe you can get a bar. Like it's kind of like that type of setback from reality. It's like, you're going there, yeah, you're seeing the same people that you saw last year, and you haven't seen them all year since then. So you're catching up. But it's like, you're there for a few hours, and it's like you're completely like decompressed because you have nothing to worry about. It's not like, oh, let me check my phone and see what's going on, because you're not getting any service. So it kind of forces you just to sit by the pool and relax. And for whoever just put a question, yeah, it's in the Catskills, up in the Catskills, and down to Cairo. But
I remember because and it's Glenbrook Farms, but pretty close. But I remember the long drive to get there. But there's nothing like that last winding road right before you get in. You're like, finally reached the promised land. Like,
Lost 210 road.
Yeah, it's like you're trying to like look down the edge to see, do you see the sign yet? And it's like you finally see it. And it's like, all right, you're here. And then it's just it's nice because it kind of is like a like a time machine. Like the rooms, the TVs are well, they did upgrade the TVs a little bit. There's a couple flat screens in there now, but they're small, like a computer monitor. But the beds like your dad has probably slept on some of those beds and they're still there. It's not like you're not going there for luxury. You're going there for the experience of being up in the mountains and just hanging out with people that you care about. Sitting by the fire, if you make a fire, sitting by the pool, having a drink, or you don't got to cook. You have 3 meals a day. And at basically like 7-8 o'clock at night, they have a snack bar, and you can go over there. And there they turn the Wi-Fi on, so you can get cell service by there. But that's the only place on the property where you're gonna get Wi-Fi. You have to be sitting there to get it. But the kids love it. It's like there's a huge lake, that's filled with fish. They catch fish. They make it interacting now, like, which I don't really remember that so much when I was a kid and like we would go. Like now they have like little things like fishing competition, for the kids. And now they do like a masquerade where the kids have like a costume contest, and they have painting, and little things like that have changed a little bit, but still the same place that that you guys all remember.
So without giving any secrets away, because it's important to win the fishing competition, lures or worms or fake worms?
Actually, it's got to be an even playing field, and you're only allowed to use the bread from.
Wow.
Yeah, you're only allowed to use like little bread. That's it. So whoever they have 3. It's the biggest fish, most fish, and smallest fish. They all like they get like a lollipop. Their name gets announced, and then they get like a lollipop at
That's cool.
The last night, the firework night. They end the week off with fireworks. So that night. They announced the winners.
Do they still do the wiener roast?
They do. That's the last night. So you'll go. You'll have the masquerade. The kids will walk around the fire with whatever costume they decide to wear. They'll have the weenie roast. They'll announce like the winners of the fishing competition, and then recently they did like a 5K. Like there was a family there that likes to do 5K like with their entire family. So they'll announce the winner to that, and that's it. People just hang out. As soon as it gets dark, they let the fireworks go, and basically that's it. Your week's over.
One of the changes that they did make, and it's not for any other reason other than the fact that other resorts haven't lasted. There used to be Glenbrook against Glenwood or the Delwood. They used to play softball, and that was a lot of fun, and they would announce the winners. Why do you think, other than, well, it's good service, but why do you think Glenbrook has lasted for decades when others weren't able to make it?
I mean, like, I can't say I've never been to the other ones, but I can say that the people that are there, like, you feel comfortable around them, and it's like you don't really worry so much. Like, I know my kids are okay when they're there. Like, if my eyes go off them for a second, I know, like, oh, my dad's got them, or oh, like, they're there's our friends right there that they're keeping your kids in line too. It's kind of like everybody kind of looks out for each other.
Oh, I got goosebumps because that's so true. That's so true.
It's kind of like it's kind of like like you're from Brooklyn, so like how your block was tight, and whatever happened on your block, it's like somebody's gonna look out for you. So that's kind of like how it is there. Like no one's gonna let anybody else have any type of problems there. Everybody's gonna kind of look out for each other.
Yes, the Gong Show. Yep, she's referring back to remember we used to do the Gong Show.
That was so awesome. The guy that used to do the hosting was so good. He was like Chuck Barris. He was like his clone. It was great.
Yeah. But yeah, it's great. great, the fire pit, the room. I love the room. There was just something special about the room, even though it wasn't much to it. It was just.
It's
something
just you
special.
sleep better. You do sleep better up there. I don't know if it's like a lack of worries about things or the mountain air, but there is a comfort to it. Like you don't really have
It
to
could
do
be
much.
too, kind of like the cruise comfort, where it's like because I don't pay for Wi-Fi when I go on a cruise. Like if I wanted to talk to people, I wouldn't go on the cruise, and so like there's that piece like nobody can reach me right now except for the people that are most important to me, and they're here. So
Yeah.
So I think that's a part of it. But so we're going to tap in our last 5-10 minutes here about one other area. But before we do that, I just want to share with you this coming Sunday will be our next podcast live at 8:00 this Sunday night at 8:00. And a week ago, we were able to talk about the top sitcoms of the 1990s. So we're going to go ahead and dive into the 2000s next. What I love about, we got to love AI, but what I love about AI here is they did their best to, and hopefully that's the image that's showing on the screen, correct?
Top sitcoms of 2000. Yep.
Okay. They do their
Big
best
Bang
to
Bang?
zoom in there to capture the essence of some of these shows, but obviously none of the characters look any, they're close, but they failed.
Like the road show edition.
Yes.
Who are these people?
But so that's what we'll be diving into this coming Sunday. With the baseball season coming up and all that stuff, there's gonna be plenty of sports content here on the channel. But February, March, it's kind of fun to just have these different type of episodes. So that's what we'll be kind of honing in on. But so Tommy, I wanted to ask about kind of we'll combine the two here. So I know big spot for you is to fly into Aruba, also going on cruises and things like that. So kind of your thoughts. Now I talked a little bit offline, but those that are watching or will be watching tomorrow, your thought process on determining, okay, this year I'm looking for this kind of vacation, so I'm just going to fly to Aruba versus like, I just want the cruise experience. I'm not, I don't really care about the destination.
Yeah. I mean, like the cruise is always great. Like we do like going on cruises just because once you're there, it's like you don't really have to think about much. I'm not like a hiker. I'm not like a type of guy that's going to go on vacation and go hiking. I want to relax when I'm on vacation. So
Yeah,
my vacations tend to be like more tropical, than I'm not going to, fly to the, mountains and go hiking for a week and come back tired. Like I'm looking to relax. So I like the beaches. So cruises, I love that how you can just get up in the morning and go hang out by the pool and you don't really have much to do all day. Besides swim, use the hot tub, and then go to dinner at nighttime, and all your food is included basically for the remainder of the trip. The only thing I don't like about the cruises is the short stay. Like when you do dock, it's like you got to rush to get off. You got to wait in the long line to get off the boat, and then you have like only a little bit of time on the island to go like see things, and then you got to rush back before you get left, and you got to take a flight back. So I do like the cruises for like some of the Caribbean islands, like if we went to Mexico or Belize, we went to like a Western Caribbean, we went to Belize, Honduras, Mexico. Like that was an excellent cruise. You got like a little bit of everything. Yeah, that was a really good one. But like somewhere like Aruba, like I wouldn't like to cruise there just because they only dock for one day, and like Aruba's like really nice. The beaches are nice. The food is excellent. It's like some of the restaurants that I've been there are like better than any restaurants that I've even had here in New York. And there's like really good food there. So it's like spending one day, I feel like it's not enough. So that somewhere like that, I would recommend like flying there and spending a few days. And if you're looking for like quantity, like, and you want to visit a bunch of places, then like obviously cruises are great. Cruises are great, especially if you're going to travel in a group. Like cruises are excellent for like, if you want to travel with other people. Those have always been good for us. Like we like to travel with like some of my good friends, and we all cruise, and it's like everybody gets along because you hang out basically all night. You go to the casino, you have, some drinks and some good food, and then you go to sleep, and you got, you already know where you're waking up. So you don't have to plan the next day because it's basically going to be the same thing all over again.
And I love a cruises. I love those blankets, those heavy blankets. Oh, I sleep so well in those blankets.
Are you a no tuck or are you a tuck?
I'm a no tuck.
No tuck. Okay. As you should be.
Yes.
But when you go, we've done, with cruises too. When you go with a good amount of people, you realize on day 2, you don't have to do everything together. Like if a few want to just lay out by the pool, cool.
Yep.
you know, some of the cruise itineraries are kind of hilarious. Like I get the karaoke, I get the trivia, things like that. That's fine. The dance classes, that's fine. There's a lot of hours to kill, especially on sea day. But some cruises be like doing these things that are like cupcake making classes or napkin folding classes. And it's like, I'm on vacation. I don't want to
No,
learn
I'm
how
not
to
doing
do
any of
it.
that.
Yeah, no.
Listen, I'm not traveling with anybody that's going to keep me to a strict timeline. Like that's just
Yeah,
how
me
it is.
too.
Like you listen, we can hang out. We can do like things together, but
We're
feel
gonna
free. This
cocktail
is
later.
this is your vacation too. Go do what you want to do, and I'm going to do what I want to do.
Yeah, that's why I love the dinner where you don't have a set time, because then it's not like, oh, it's 4:45. We got to get out of the hot tub, dry off, and rush to the room and get ready, and then be back there.
Yeah.
It's just something nice about it. Like it is nice to have the same server and all that kind of stuff, but it's nicer to be able to go 7:00 one night, 8:00 the next, whatever time works best.
Do you prefer a specific cruise line, or do you like?
So yeah, so well, I say that I haven't. I probably will never do Disney just because I feel like I think Disney, and I could be wrong. I haven't done them. Have you done Disney yet?
No, I wouldn't do it. I like that's not something I would be interested in.
I feel like, and I could be wrong. I feel like Disney is. I think I've mentioned once on one episode, but it feels like Golden Corral at sea. And what I mean by that is you have the Disney characters there, but the food is just Golden Corral. Like it's not that special. It's just you're paying for the
you pay premium.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're gonna pay double the price that for basically just for the Disney name.
Carnival is just it's a party cruise, all that stuff. It's just a little bit dirtier. It's just not. So I've been there, done that. Not a huge fan. Margaritaville at sea, I've had great experiences. This last cruise I went on was the most ridiculous time I've ever had, but it was still cheap, and it was a couple days away. But it was I've gone off about that one, and it was just a bad experience. Royal Caribbean is the top for me for cruising. I haven't tried Norwegian. I'd like to try Virgin. I'd even like to try MSC for nice things. The MSC, the shows are not as good, but the cleanliness and the food and all that stuff is great. So I would be willing to give all those tries, but I have done 4 Royals in my time, and that's not being on Royal the last time. That's when I can really see like I got to get back on Royal as soon as possible, because
I mean they got like the best ships. Royal. I mean like some of the bigger ones I haven't been on them yet, but like the last 2 cruises I took was Norwegian, which was like excellent. But I have done Royal before too, and their food on the Royal is good.
It is. You just got to be careful with the big ones. Sound cool because it's like, oh, they have this and they have this, until it's not. And what I mean by that is like you've walked 6 miles to get to the boardwalk, and then you realize that you left something in the room, and you're like, I'll see you in 37 minutes. And that's not being exaggerating. That's how long it'll take you, because I think it was the something of the seas. It was the Juche seas. It was this big old, forget which one it was called, but it was massive, and it just came out. We got a killer deal. We went on it, and it was so much fun. But there's so much to do, but it was just a hike and a half just to get to the dinner reservation. So I like the small, not the dinkiest lower level ones, because you can feel it rocking and stuff, but I like me an average size. I don't want the big mamba jambas. It's too much ship for me. I've noticed. So but I would love to, like you mentioned Aruba. I have yet to go to Aruba, so that's something somewhere I'd like to put on my. I think I'm going to put that on the next itinerary just for like that tease, and then we had talked about someday doing an actual like fly-in and then take the ship back or something. Eileen's actually been talking too about going to Ireland. She's been putting on a lot of Ireland related TV shows and movies lately. So I know that's a cruise we're going to have, or a trip we're going to have to take at some point as well. I'm sure
that'll be a nice trip.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, this has been a blast. Again, I could talk theme parks for days on end straight, and cruises even longer probably. But I'm glad that you're still getting to go to Glenbrook, and that brings me joy that there are some dates still available. Like even if we weren't able to all go together, knowing I could take Eileen sometime, where it's not like, because in my head it was like season tickets for like the best NFL team that you got to be on a waiting list for like 10 years for.
I mean, it is like that, but they, they have openings. Like people, they stop going or they miss a week or something. So things happen. There's always openings.
Cool. Just give me an
Especially,
out of order
yeah.
room. I'll make it work. It'll be fine. But thank you, Tommy, for joining us. It's been far too long since we chatted last. I had a blast. This was a lot of fun. And Darren, any final thoughts that you want to share before we wrap this up?
Yeah, just real quick. Tommy, do I remember correctly hearing a wonderful story about you catching a huge fish at Glenbrook? And
I did catch a big fish, yeah.
Yeah, and you released it, right? I mean, so somebody else can. But I just love that for so many reasons, because it's going to give joy to somebody down the road. Tell us that real quick.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was actually raining when I caught it. So I was just out there hanging out. I didn't care about getting wet.
Right.
I was like, it was relaxing, so walked down to the lake, probably took a beer with me, just hanging out, and casted one in. And next thing I know, like, it was like the biggest bite I ever had, so reeled it in, and the fish was like huge. I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like, in this lake, I just caught this big fish, so like all my kids came, they came running over, took some pictures and released it back in. But that was like a good memory.
I love that.
Like, all the years I've been going there, like, I probably fished that lake like 100 times, and that was the biggest fish I ever caught. So, but then like the next year, I tried to remember, what lure that I used. I couldn't remember. So,
How big would you say it was again?
I mean, it was for a lake. Like, it was a big fish. I don't know, like I got a picture of it somewhere around here.
I think actually, if you don't, I think I found the picture of this big fish for the world to see. So if you squint there,
there it is.
Nothing like that.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, the face was accurate. That was definitely the face that I had.
Oh, that's so good. It's funny with me. I'll be honest. I do want to be a fisher. I want to try fishing again. But my problem was the casting. I was so bad at the casting, and people would just, like, onlookers would just nod and go, I'm here for this. This guy's terrible.
He's trying.
He's trying. Poor guy. I'm like, go away.
Yeah.
But
you probably fished with a bobber too, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I did. And then remember the speaking, God has gifted me with many abilities. I'm really good with a lot of things. But remember, we'll never forget the experiment that went horribly wrong with at Dad's after Dad's passing and whatnot. The hey, Mike, I think it'd be great if everybody would smoke this cigar. And
yes,
I mean, I failed so bad at, like,
it wasn't good. Did you feel sick that night?
No. It was just I couldn't do it right. Like, I was just completely. I was failing in all the steps. Like, it wasn't.
Basically, if I may, he was. Like when you swing a bat, you're gripping too hard and trying too hard. Yeah. He was just. You just gotta relax and smoke it. You know what I mean? But for all the right reasons,
that cigar was all wet. I think it was done. It was done.
And listen, Tommy, I know we gotta go, but Tommy, did you ever hear the story about Mike and your grandfather Tom, our dad, when he went to a minor league baseball game? And tell him the story. It just makes me laugh because you remember your grandfather, right? He loved his coffee, right?
The coffee. Oh,
share the story because you tell it so wonderfully.
We went to it was on St. Patrick's Day. It was 101 degrees, and Brooklyn was 3 at the time, I think. And so we get our seat, and I was like, let's go back up to get some food. So we get back up, and he sees that they have coffee. So he's excited. And so he gets up to the counter, and he's like, can I please have a cup of hot coffee? And they look at him like, sir, it's 100 degrees. We didn't make any coffee today. And he loses his mind. Like, it says it on the board. Like, and they're like, I don't know what to tell. We don't even have, like, we just can't. And he just
became Karen.
He was a Karen. I don't remember what he used to do, but he would chew that fake gum that he would do.
Yeah.
He instantly went to that. And he didn't want me to see how pissed he was, but he was not happy. And so finally, this one talked to that one, talked to this buddy. They finally said, if you come back in 15 minutes, we'll get you a nice cup of coffee. And they filled this thing to the brim, but Dad, like, was so happy, and he's sitting there, and it just didn't bother him at all that it was 101 degrees. He was fine, but he won the battle. He might have.
He wanted the coffee.
Yes.
He didn't even care what was in it at that point.
Yeah. That's right. Just never mind.
He just drank it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. A good time. So, well, thank you, Thomas, for the time. I know you got a lot on your plates. I appreciate you made this. We were able to make this happen, and look forward to talking more soon. Darren, as always, thank you, and everybody else, thank you for watching. Thank you for helping us get to 4,000 subscribers. I really do believe that we'll get to 5,000 by this summer. So it's a testament to each and every one of you. So keep hitting that like button, subscribe button, turn notifications on so that you know we're here. And until next time, we'll see you around the ballpark. Bye, guys.